Anna had always been fascinated by the occult. She loved reading books and watching movies about witches, demons, and dark rituals. She was curious about the secrets of the universe and the powers that lurked beyond the veil of reality. She wanted to experience something supernatural, something that would prove to her that there was more to life than the mundane and boring existence she had. That's why she joined the online forum called The Circle. It was a community of like-minded people who shared their interest in the occult and claimed to have access to ancient and forbidden knowledge. They offered guidance and support to anyone who wanted to learn and practice the dark arts. Anna was hooked. She spent hours every day browsing the forum, reading posts and chatting with other members. She felt like she had found her true family. One day, she received a private message from one of the moderators of the forum. His username was Lucifer. He said he had noticed her enthusiasm and dedication, and he had a special offer for her. He said he could teach her how to perform a ritual that would grant her any wish she desired. All she had to do was to follow his instructions and meet him at a certain location on the night of the full moon. Anna was thrilled. She had always dreamed of having a better life, of being rich, beautiful, and successful. She thought this was her chance to make it happen. She agreed to Lucifer's offer and asked him what she needed to do. He told her to bring a knife, a candle, and a piece of paper with her wish written on it. He also told her to wear a black robe and a pentagram necklace. He said he would provide the rest of the materials and the instructions for the ritual. He gave her the address of an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of the city and told her to be there at midnight. Anna was nervous and excited. She prepared everything she needed and waited for the night to come. She took a taxi to the warehouse and got off at the entrance. She saw a dim light coming from inside and heard a faint chanting. She walked towards the source of the sound and entered the building. She was greeted by a horrific sight. She saw a circle of hooded figures surrounding a wooden altar. On the altar, there was a naked man tied up and covered in blood. He was screaming and begging for mercy, but no one seemed to care. He had cuts and burns all over his body, and his eyes were gouged out. Anna felt a surge of fear and disgust. She wanted to run away, but she was too paralyzed to move. She looked around and saw Lucifer standing next to the altar. He was holding a book and a dagger. He smiled and waved at her. He smiled and waved at her. He said, "Welcome, Anna. I'm glad you made it. You're just in time for the sacrifice." Anna felt a cold sweat on her forehead. She realized she had made a terrible mistake. She asked, "What sacrifice? What are you talking about?" Lucifer laughed. He said, "Don't you get it, Anna? You are the sacrifice. You are the offering to our Lord Satan. He will grant us his blessings and power in exchange for your soul. You should be honored. You are the chosen one." Anna felt a wave of panic and disbelief. She said, No, this can't be happening. This is not what I signed up for. This is not what you promised me. You said you would help me make my wish come true. You lied to me. You tricked me. You tricked me." Lucifer shook his head. He said, "I didn't lie to you, Anna. I told you the truth. You can make your wish come true. All you have to do is to die. That's the price you have to pay. That's the price you have to pay. That's the deal you made. You can't back out now. It's too late." He gestured to the other members of the circle. They grabbed Anna and dragged her to the altar. They stripped her of her clothes and jewelry and tied her next to the man. She struggled and screamed, but it was useless. She was outnumbered and overpowered. She looked at the man and saw the terror and pain in his face. She realized he was her boyfriend, Mark. She had no idea how he ended up there. She wondered if he was also lured by Lucifer's offer. She felt a surge of guilt and sorrow. She said, "Mark, I'm so sorry. I love you. Please, forgive me." Mark tried to speak, but he could only make a gurgling sound. He had a slit throat and a pentagram carved on his chest. He looked at Anna with a mix of love and pity. He said, "I love you too, Anna. It's not your fault. It's his. He's a monster. He's the devil." Lucifer smiled and raised his dagger. He said, "Enough of this sentimental nonsense. It's time to end this. Hail Satan." He plunged the dagger into Anna's heart. She felt a sharp pain and a warm blood spilling out of her wound. She gasped and closed her eyes. She saw a flash of light and heard a voice in her head. It said, "Your wish is granted." She opened her eyes and saw a different scene. She was in a luxurious mansion, wearing a designer dress and jewelry. She was surrounded by people who admired and envied her. She had everything she ever wanted. She was rich, beautiful, and successful. She was happy. She looked at the mirror and saw her reflection. She saw a smile on her face. She also saw a pentagram on her forehead and horns on her head. She realized she had become a demon. She realized she had sold her soul to Satan. She realized she had lost everything that mattered. She screamed. Hope you liked the story. Subscribe to Ghoulish Stories to listen to more spine-chilling horror stories. Thanks.